So human beings have this tendency whereby if I'm going through something in my life, there's a problem. I break up with someone. My boss gets in my nerve. I have had one of the worst days. We have this tendency of going and drinking, smoking. Sleeping, doing all these things just to overcome that thing. And we normally do that. And we always think that when I drink, and go to sleep, I've solved the thing. But no, when you wake up tomorrow in the morning, it's still there. Why? Because everything in life is vibration. You have to understand that everything in life is vibration. We work in terms of vibration. That's why we are told that when you are, this is according to quantum physics, when you look at particles, you realize, I don't know, they have molecules, atoms, all these things. When you go to the smallest, you realize there's nothing. It's just energy. So everything in life, everything that you see is just energy. So when I focus on brokenness, you have to understand that brokenness is energy. Wellness is energy, sickness is energy, joy is energy. All these things is energy. So when I'm broke, you know, this is an energy. So throughout the day, I'm thinking about brokenness. And I'm thinking how I'm not going to be able to pay my house. I'm thinking about that person who is going to come, who my owe money, who's going to come after me. The whole day, if I'm in brokenness, vibration, then everything around me that day is going to revolve around that. Everything. That's when you'll get a phone call from that person you borrow money from. That's when their fare, is going to hike. That's when funny things are going to happen around the area of brokenness. Why? Because that's the vibration that you're in. So when you go and drink, when you go and sleep, when you go and party that night, what you've basically done is you've just killed or you've stopped the vibration of brokenness or sickness, that thing that you're going through. That's what you've done. So it's like you're driving a car. You go and then at the highest speed, throughout your journey, and then you reach a certain point whereby you want to rest. So you stop the car and you rest. You go and you sleep and everything. But when you wake up in the morning or after the rest, you're going to pick your car where you left it and then you move. So the same thing applies to that brokenness, that sickness that you're going through. You partying that night, what you basically did is you stopped the momentum. You calmed down the momentum. But when you wake up, that momentum is still there. You're going to pick it up. So you wake up in the morning, you have hangovers, and then you start thinking about that brokenness again. You start thinking about that sickness again. So what you've done, you've basically postponed the problem. It's still there. You don't have the solution. You've just postponed. And so when you wake up in the morning again, you start thinking about how your boss gets in your nerve. You start thinking about how broke you are, how sick you are. Then what are you doing? You are attracting the same vibration. Like yesterday. So if yesterday you're thinking how you don't want to be in that office, if yesterday you're thinking about that person is not the right for you, if that was the momentum, when you wake up this morning, that's the same momentum that you're going to go through. And you have to understand one thing, that's the what's going to manifest throughout the whole day. Those are the same conversation you're going to have throughout the day. Those are the same people you're going to meet through that day, because that's the vibration that you're in. So when I go through this momentum of brokenness, this momentum of I am sick, I have ulcers, I have cancer or anything, what you can do when you decide that night, you go and smoke, you go and drink, you go and sleep, you've done something very nice. That's why you're being advised to do meditation and everything. What you do is you've just calmed down that momentum. You've stopped it. But meditation or sleep or that partying that night is stupid if you're going to wake up in the same morning and again start thinking about that thing. What if I tell you there's something you can do that can help you better that situation? What if you wake up in that morning after partying that night, drinking and everything? What if you wake up in that morning and instead of you thinking about that thing, what if you change your thinking now and say, I'm not going to let that thing make me go through what I went through that the other day? What if you change that story and wake up that morning and take a pen? What I can tell you is wake up that morning and just write down why did I drink last night? It was the best thing because you wake up feeling nice, but the thing is there. So what you can do when you wake up in the morning, just take a pen and a paper and write that thing down. I'm broke, I'm sick. That's, okay, present, that's the reality. I'm broke, I'm sick. I don't like my boss. That's the reality. So I write that thing down. And then what I do is now changing the perception. Because since everything is energy, everything is vibration, and yesterday night I left this thing at 80 kilometers per hour. That's the average speed I was driving. If that's where I left it yesterday, I don't have to go to parking and then pick that same vehicle and drive it again. What I can do is I can just leave that car and go and board a matatu, go and board a bus. So that's why I'm saying wake up in the morning and write it down. Write that thing down and say, I am broke, I am sick, this is the current reality. But I can't live here every day. Things are going to be better. So what you're trying to do is you're killing that momentum. You're trying to put your mind in a state whereby I'm not going there anymore. I want to go to a different direction. I understand this is the reality. I'm broke, that's the reality right now. But I don't want to experience what I experienced yesterday night. I don't want to go through a day whereby everything I'm doing is just around brokenness. That's what I'm manifesting. I don't want to do that. I want to experience a different story today. So I can only experience a different story today if I change the story from this. So knowing that I'm broke, now I change the story. How do I change the story? I start viewing this brokenness in a different perception. If you find that it's difficult, just write it down and then put that paper aside and say, I'm going to try throughout the day not to think about that brokenness. But the best thing is, that's when, if it's hard for you to just try and change the story at that moment, but try as much as possible, change the story. Try and create fun from this thing. Try and just make it a small thing. Don't magnify it. Try and kill it. You have to understand there is a negativity and then there is a positivity. When I focus too much on this, I'm giving it power over this. But when I focus on this only goes down and this goes up. And I can't get a solution for this problem that I'm going through if I'm in the same energy to where I created it. I have to move to the other side. And this is where you change the story. Just say this thing is not going to last forever. Write that problem down and then start creating story down there. Write it down and say, I'm not going to last here forever. At least it happened at this stage. This is something that will help me grow. I know I'll get a solution. Try and just write things, positivity down from this problem that you're going through. Change that story. Just say, this sickness is not going to last. I know somebody who healed themselves from this thing. I know somebody who is wealthy. I know somebody who is well at everything. Just do that and cool the momentum. Don't look at yourself, how your house is, and talk bad about how it is. That's negativity. But when I change the story and say, yes, I'm broke, but everything is going to be okay. I know this is not going to last forever. Tomorrow tomorrow is going to be good. What you're doing, you're killing the momentum of negativity and you're magnifying positivity. And you being in positivity, then you're positioning yourself where you're going to get a solution. So you being in the negativity is not doing you any good, but you're harming yourself. But when you shift from that negativity, shift to the positivity, you're doing yourself a big favor, So after you've written that thing down, and you've tried to make jokes from it, saying, everything will be good and everything, trying and just bringing the positivity from that negativity. After you've done that, you just put it away, You've taken a paper and you've written all this funny thing about that set that you're in. You're making fun of it, That paper, take it and put it aside and leave that thing the whole day. Throughout that whole day, try and focus on the great things in your life. If music brings the best in you, listen to music. If playing games does great for you, play some games. If having conversation with someone brings the best in you, do that. Make sure that throughout that whole day, you're not doing the same things you're doing yesterday. Listening to music, talk to that person who excites you. You know, if you like reading, read something. If you like watching, watch something. What you're doing is you're killing that negativity and you're focusing on positivity. And when you continue focusing on positivity throughout your whole day, what you're manifesting around you will be different from yesterday. And it's from that that you'll get a solution. That's when you'll get a phone call from someone. That's when an idea will pop up in your mind. Oh, by the way, there's somebody who can give me money. By the way, this and this. You know, you bump into someone, that illness you're going through, maybe they have an idea of how to heal it. That's how you do it. You can't do it when you're in a negativity. You can only do it when you're in the positive energy. It's your man, Lestng, if you like listing himself. Cheers.